Welcome to the boating adventure. Well, a very good day to you. It is Wednesday, the 5th of March 2025. And yesterday I was at the marina when the River Canal Rescue came to lift the engine off and transport it to L.R. Harris and Son so that it can have a little bit of attention. I've been having some problems with it of late. It just keeps sounding the alarm for no reason whatsoever, really. Can't work it out. I've been flushing the engine through and blowing air through it and all that sort of thing, and it doesn't seem to have cured it. So it's under warranty for parts and labour for 4 years and then parts for another 3 years. So I'm not too worried about it. I want to actually get it looked at and fixed if there's something not quite right with it. So at the moment I am without an engine for the Swamp Duck, which is a great shame because it's beautiful weather. So not to be defeated, I've made the journey up to the caravan. And today I'm going to take Kenny the kayak out. I'm going to go up to Bugsworth Basin, where I'm told there's plenty of parking. And I'm going to take Kenny the kayak down towards Whaley Bridge. So that will complete that end section of the Peak Forest Canal. And hopefully later on I'll be able to do the other missing part, which goes from New Mills to Marple. So I will have done the whole of the Peak Forest Canal. So come and join me. So here we are at Bugsworth Basin. Brilliant sunshine. So we're all set up and off we go from Bugsworth Basin. I'm almost right in the end section of it. There's just one little bridge to go under and a couple of narrowboats in there at the moment. Bugsworth Basin was once the busiest and largest inland port on the narrow canals. That's because of all the coal and other minerals that were brought down to this space here, where they were all loaded up from the carts onto the narrow barges. Now, of course, it's a haven for narrowboats and continuous cruisers, leisure cruisers, kayakers, canoeists. It's a really nice place. It was restored and open to the public in 2005, having undergone an extreme makeover. But it's beautifully preserved. So this is all part of the Peak Forest Canal. And there's one of the wagons there that would have been used to transport minerals and coal to the boats. There is quite a breeze this morning, so I'm having to work against it a little bit. So just have a look at this bit here. It's split into various different sections really. So we're coming up to this narrow section, and I guess back in the day this was a place where you would have to get the measurements done of how much material you're carrying in order that they can charge you the correct toll. Just wide enough for the paddles. Okay, so we're now leaving the basin and we're on our way to the junction with the Peak Forest Canal. Right would take us up to New Mills and left will take us to Whaley Bridge. So today we're going to go left to Whaley Bridge towards the transportation hub that I filmed in a previous vlog. There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow, and the old ways get washed out by the rain. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this: if you try to get some sleep, if you give up the fight, if only just for a bit, there's a new day to leave behind your troubles. There's a new day, and it will set you free. There's a new day to get you through your struggles. I will always think of you and me. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, because I promise you this: if you try to get some sleep, if you give up the fight, if only just for a bit, there's a new day, it is waiting for us. There's a new day waiting round the bend. There's a new day, and it will restore us. There'll be new ways, this is not the end. Okay, so we're just coming up to the junction now. There's a footbridge across it to take the towpath down to Whaley Bridge. Okay, so this takes you to New Mills, and this one takes you down to Whaley Bridge, unfortunately in the direction of the sun. But I think it's going to be a continuous line of moored boats, which will help to keep the sun away from the cameras. Oh yeah. So I'm going to try and paddle a little bit left of centre. I'm just paddling past B&M. This is the first paddle of 2025, and don't I know it? It is quite noisy at the side of this main road that runs now all the way down to Whaley Bridge. So there will be a bit of traffic noise. It's just unavoidable. Oh, yeah. Nice day, isn't it? Nice day. This bridge takes you down to B&M and all the shops that are there. So we must be getting towards the town now. I'm waiting to see the sign that tells you that you can moor for so many days, just to see how many spaces there are, because if you're making your way down here with your narrowboat and looking for some mooring, I don't want to give you the wrong information. Just have a look to see how many spaces there are. And the transshipment building is just coming into view now. Don't know how close I can get to it. So this is the building that I went inside a few weeks ago, last time I came up to the caravan. There are some CRT visitor moorings here. They are 7 days. Doesn't look like you get too many. Don't know. 7-day moorings, 2 or 3 boats maybe, if you're lucky. I'm sure we could get the swamp duck in there somewhere. These are the facilities at Whaley Bridge. You've got the turning space here, winding hole, and there's a water point, and so that space there in front of me is just for mooring up to get the water. I wonder how far I can get towards this building. That's probably about it. This is the Whaley Bridge arm of the Peak Forest Canal completed. Yeah, that's another one off my list. Didn't take very long to do actually, and it's quite unremarkable. There's some really beautiful parts of the Peak Forest Canal when you look out over to the Peak District and see the hills in the background. It's really nice, but unfortunately here you've got a road and a lot of industrial buildings. So I just check up on these 7-day moorings. Which way do they go? So there's half a mooring there. You get a small narrowboat on the end there. And then we've got a narrowboat here, sort of 50-60 foot maybe. That's 1, 2, and then this blue one, 3. You might just sneak another one on the end here. 4. Problem with this bit is the towpath, the stonework is falling into the canal. So I think that is it as regards leisure mooring. There's room for 4/5 boats depending on the size of them. but it is very noisy, and I have heard comments from people who have moored there just how noisy that road is.
And the misty bright moonlight, I was told, when the storm is raging in your head, you feel there's nothing more ahead. The hills, they seem all green, but they hide all the monsters. And you can hold my hand as you reach for water. And in the hills by the lake you were chasing your dream. And I gave you a rose that you kept unseen. Kept unseen. It was worth a fight. When the stars glow bright, the summer's old, and the misty bright moonlight, I was told, when the storm is raging in your head, you feel there's nothing more ahead. The hills, they seem all green, but they hide all the monsters. And you can hold my hand as you reach for water. And in the hills by the lakes you are chasing your dream. And I gave you a rose that you kept unseen. Kept unseen. For so long, kept unseen.
So I'm just coming up towards the point where I got in, and so I hope you've enjoyed this video, this first paddle of 2025 in glorious sunshine. I have to say it's a brilliant day for doing this. Just the right temperature. I've been very encouraged of late with the number of subscribers that we're now up to. That's absolutely brilliant, so thank you to everybody who is subscribed and stays subscribed. It's a great encouragement. I'd like to ask as many of you who can just to press that like button. We've had one or two derogatory dislikes of late. I think I've got a serial disliker. Seems that every video I put on, within a matter of seconds of it being published, it gains an automatic dislike long before they would have had a chance to have even looked at the video. So I don't know what that's all about, but the only way to get around it is to try and get as many positive likes as possible to counteract the one dislike. The only positive thing about somebody disliking the video is that it still counts as a view.
For everything you shared, for everyone you love, the hill